What news do you bring from the realms? No. Stretchy. Too stretchy. Too excited. I came to bed last night and he had to do his. I was like, shh. Mom's asleep.
Let me just get this beast fed. Probably what's going on.
I'm with you in Walmart. Check this guy's receipt. He's stealing. Check his receipts. I'm just kidding. Need anything? Yeah, give me a 2-liter of Diet Coke and a pack of Skittles. That'd be fucking dope. I'll take a 2-liter. I could sip on that. Blessings upon you too, my son. Whew. Can't find a wood polish. You gotta look it up, dude. You gotta go to one of those little Walmart computers and do wood polish, and it'll tell you exactly where to go, bro. Ooh. I have not seen the Death Stranding 2 trailer. Nope. A vision without action is merely a dream. Oh. An action without vision is merely an action. Hear somebody's fucking car alarm going off in the distance. And I have to wonder. Like, why do you have a car alarm? You live in the middle of the woods, bro. Good Lord. Oh. Don't die on us, bro. Not yet. Not today. It is not this day. Come on, dude. Come out here, dude. You gotta protect me. You gotta watch my back when I'm out here, bud. That's your job. Didn't know Bigfoot needed glasses. Well, there's a lot you don't know, son. What was your fave drink to make at Starbucks? I always liked making a cappuccino just because like it requires like a really like you've got to have skill to make a good cappuccino, but it's not like the hardest drink in the world. I always liked handing somebody a really well-made cappuccino with the 50-50 foam to milk ratio. That's what most people don't understand, is that a cappuccino is mostly milk foam and espresso shots. Don't give me that konnichiwa. Don't give me that. Don't start passing out the konnichiwas to me, okay? Mocha cookie crumble? The fuck is that? Dude, you're gonna have to practice your fucking Duolingo somewhere else, homeboy. This ain't Duolingo practice over here. Hot coffee or hot chocolate? I like coffee. I'll take coffee all day. I've never had Turkish coffee, like where they do it in the sand. It's got like hot sand and they put the coffee down in there to boil it. I've never done that. I've heard of it, but I've never done it. I have had civet coffee, which is a pretty rare coffee. It's maybe not the rarest type of coffee in the world, but it might be. Civet coffee? You guys know what civet coffee is? Have you heard of the civet coffee? Yep. Ass beans. Yeah. Kope Luwak. Poop coffee. Yeah. Coffee that fermented in the gut of a civet. A civet cat. Do you like to go fishing? I actually do. But to be honest with you, I haven't been fishing in 20 years. Probably more. But I do like. I like to fish. There's that big cup of coffee. I'd be really mad if you tell me it's poop. Well, as long as it's not Kope Luwak, you're fine. Yeah, it's a shame because they basically like keep these civets in captivity and they force feed them these beans. Oh no, bro, the mogging. And then he deleted it and tried to hide it. Then he got fucking stuffed anyway. This is very indie rock. What this show? You want to be gavaged? I want to break free. I want to break free. When I don't need you. Oh, I want to break free. God knows I want to break free. I'm falling in love. How do you make a live? You just gotta be a fucking total genius. I've fallen in love. God knows. What's the best Queen song? What's the greatest Queen song? I know I have mine in mind, but I'm asking you guys. What's the greatest? What's the greatest Queen song? Something from the Works album? Well, you gotta zero it in. Hammer to Fall. That's a good choice. Hammer to Fall is a good choice. You guys are not plebs for that. Yeah, there's the pleb. We are the champions. Okay. Keep passing the open window. You see, you are not plebs. Mine, personally, my personal favorite is Somebody to Love. Each morning I get up, I die a little, can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror and cry, Lord, what you doing to me? I spent all this time to believe in you, and I just can't get no relief, please. Somebody, can anybody find me? Somebody to love. Under pressure. The hero from Flash Gordon was good. True. True. Just can't get no relief, please. Somebody. Yeah, I like Queen. Shame Freddie got AIDS before it was a manageable thing, you know. Queen inspired Kurt a lot. Queen inspired everybody a lot. Queen inspired the world of music and musicianship. Starbucks Wi-Fi has you tweaking? Just get on the 5G, bro. Starbucks Wi-Fi is for fucking grandma. Just pop on that 5G, bro. Masters of knowing how to arrange a piece. Yes. I mean, I can't remember who it was that did their producing, but whoever it was a fucking unsung genius as well. In order to have that kind of arranged music, you have to have a fucking brilliant producer. Was it Jimmy Iovine that did Queen? I don't know who it was. Whoever it was fucking brilliant. I have never seen it. If a movie offends my sensibilities by its very existence, I will refuse to watch it. I saw the trailers for that movie and it offended my sensibilities. And so I was like, I'm not watching this shit. Is it wild to say Queen was far better than the Beatles? No, I mean, it's not wild to say anything. Music and your appreciation of it is a matter of personal taste. Your favorite is your favorite. What you like better is what you like better. What about it offended you? It just looked like a shitty portrayal of, you know, the band and Freddie Mercury. Remy Malek or whatever is just not, he doesn't look anything like Freddie Mercury. Like, they cast him because he's kind of got, like, buck teeth, I guess. But that's, it just not, it ain't working for me. And it offends my sensibilities that they made a Queen movie to begin with. It's like, you're gonna step into that realm, you better give me something that blows my fucking socks off. And I just refuse to see. A lot of movies will do that to me. You know what I mean? I'm a picky guy. When I go and, sit down at the movies and I'm looking at trailers and shit, I'll decide right then and there. In fact, it's just something I do naturally. I'll sit there with my wife, we'll watch a trailer, and then in between trailers, we'll look at each other and go like, yeah, I don't know if Sacha Baron Cohen would have been a better pick. Strain wedding cake. I don't know why I remember today, but I do. It's wedding cake. Delicious wedding cake. Yeah, this is gay. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Hey everybody, BM left. Sorry, just doing my airport announcements. Departures and arrivals will be announced. What's your thoughts on The Cure? I was never able to get as into The Cure as some of my friends were. I had a friend that was super deep into The Cure. I don't hate The Cure. I don't dislike The Cure, but I've never been a big fan of The Cure. I don't know. Thoughts on the American public education system? Rotten to the point of pointlessness. Like, I think that if the numbers are to be believed, that 60% of people in this country read at or below a fourth grade level. If that's true, then I think the fundamental reason for, and I mean the basic fundamental reason for education, has failed. Now, I don't necessarily blame these local schools for that failure. I blame federal monkeying. So we're talking No Child Left Behind / Common Core, right? This standardization bullshit. Budgetary cuts. But yeah, it's become an untenable thing. I'm sure there are some scattered good public schools left in this country, but those are dwindling. So the number's higher. Well, that number that I gave you is not child inclusive. That's 60% of adults in this country read at or below a 4th grade level. And a good chunk of those read below a 4th grade level. Something I always use as an example, right? The average contract to get an apartment. So you sign a fucking lease agreement on an apartment. Those lease agreements are written at an 8th grade level. So if you are one of the 60% of adults in this country that reads at or below a 4th grade level, you can't even begin to try and understand what's in a lease agreement. You'd have to have somebody read it to you and explain it. You see what I mean? So, from my perspective, if you've got over half of the people in your country can't read, basically, functionally can't read as adults, your education system has utterly failed. Completely, the bottom has come out of it, and it's a failure. We're going backwards. It's like the Western world snuffed out the fucking darkness of illiteracy like a few hundred years ago. And we're screaming back into it. People who read tend to be slightly more aware of what's happening. Well, and the US government can't have that. I don't know. I don't know if that's the fucking case at all. I just think it's like, here's the problem with it, right? You can say that, like, there's been this massive movement by both the Democrats and the Republicans to defund public schooling. That's what Common Core is. What do you think happens when a student body at a public school doesn't meet the standard of Common Core? What do you think happens? Common Core, by the way, is the Obama era education initiative that further standardized the educational experience. Dinor, could you just not? I'll give you the answer. Common Core guts schools that can't meet the Common Core standard. No bark. You leave your neighbors alone. Your neighbors are allowed to be wherever they want. Yeah, your neighbors are allowed to be out. Kids are allowed to play in the front. People are allowed to be in their backyards. I know that pisses you off, but it's just, yeah, I know. Anyway, the answer to the question is, if a school doesn't meet the minimum standard, that school loses funding. So it's like a school is doing poorly. The student body at that school, for whatever reason, is doing poorly. Let's strip away money from that school. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I can't make it make sense. Also, look at all of the anti-intellectualism online, especially in far-right circles. Yeah, I mean, it's not just online. And like, we live in an anti-intellectual era where, you know, like experts are roundly discounted. And I actually think some of it is, you know, understandable. I know that I have watched experts lie their fucking asses off about important things my whole life. I've watched people use kind of the power of the bully pulpit and abuse the trust of the public over and over and over again. And so, on one hand, it's understandable that people roundly mistrust authority, but that comes with a whole lot of baggage. And confirmation bias fishing, yeah. Yeah. I'm as guilty as the next person for that. You know what I mean? You start from the conclusion and then you go and try and find things that support it. Should communities reject Common Core standardization? I feel like that's pretty much the solution at this point. Well, they can't. Like, a local community can't decide to just break from the federal government and not be subject to its standards. Like, the federal government says you teach this subject this way, and you do it, or your school gets fucking taken over by the federal government and restaffed and all of that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Common Core is followed at every publicly funded school in this nation, unless something else has come along to replace it in the years since I've been in education. I don't think that that's the case. I think it's still Common Core. Spino fishing for a fucking Vosh thing. Dude, you're living like 2 years ago, bro. Wake up, Spino. It's 2025, Spino. Ugh, should the president get rid of the Department of Education? What are the pros and cons of that, in your opinion? Pro. States will be able to provide their own standards. Con. States will be able to provide their own standards. You know? Like, that's the honest assessment of it. It's like some states are going to probably benefit from being out from under the thumb of the Department of Education. Some states, and when I say benefit, I mean the children in those states that are attending these schools are going to benefit. I think that's absolutely true. I think some states, the children are going to see a massive detriment. So, and in many ways, like in, just knowing the truth as a result of your schooling, in, reading and cognitive ability and all of that stuff. What about funding, though? You realize that, like, public schools are largely locally funded, right? They rely on federal money to sustain certain programs and shit, but you pay fucking ass loads of tax for your local schools. They're funded by property taxes. Yes. And ballot initiatives. You ever seen that? You ever seen those? Increase in the local sales tax for 3 years to fund a new gymnasium type of deal. So it's not necessarily immediately a monetary concern in most states. Now, there are some states that strip so much of the state level and local level funding out that they utterly and completely rely on those federal grant dollars to even fucking maneuver. You spent your first 8 years in private school. I never attended a private school, yeah. So I don't have any perspective on that. I don't really have a problem with it other than it just facilitates another two-tiered system in this world where the haves get the best of everything and the have-nots get dog shit. Baby. Also worked IT support for large Texas school district. The IT budget was absolutely disgusting and wasteful on shit no one needed. Yeah, same experience, just, years ago. So it's been going on. That's been a thing. My youngest brother goes to a private Christian school, and for better or worse, they seem to get a pretty solid education there. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem with private schools because I would never stand in the way. I don't think that just because a child's parents are wealthy enough or lucky enough to voucher their child into a private school, that kid should have, that quality. I think that we should bring public schooling up to the quality of private schooling. I think a lot of people would say, we'll just privatize all schooling. But I think that there needs to be somebody overseeing the standard, right? At least at the state level, somebody taking accountability for what's being taught to the children.
The tricky thing is, like, as enrollment goes down, like, as kids go to private school, then their budgets go down.
Well, yeah.
So that's the balance. It's like, as a parent, I can understand wanting to put your kid first, but overall...
Yeah, well, some states almost long ago severed the whole fucking public school connection almost entirely. Like, Texas is kind of like a weird place that I was always, like, really impressed with educationally. My girlfriend at the time, when I lived in Texas, had a younger sister who was in high school or had just gone to high school and just started high school. And she went to what they called a not a target school. That's what they called them.
School?
Charter. Yeah.
Yeah, charters are they're not, like, quite private. They're, like, semi-public.
Yeah, but I mean, she went to a charter school, and I was so jealous because she had shown in middle school an aptitude and an interest in stage and performance stuff. And they put her in a charter school that was for artistic not autistic, artistic kids, right? So kids that were into the arts, painters, musicians, and all of that. I was so blown away because, she was not from a rich family at all. She was not from a family of means at all. But here she was getting this great education in Texas, of all places, right? So it's always been a sticky thing for me. I'm willing to support any kind of shakeup that happens in the educational system because I saw firsthand the rot and the decay of the educational system. And when I say firsthand, I mean as firsthand as you can. I saw the school district I grew up in and attended go from, I got to be honest with you, I got a reasonably decent fucking education. I was given a pretty good start in life by the public education that I got. I boomerang around in life and end up working at that same school district. and I can see the difference. I worked at my elementary school where I did K through 6. So, all right, I love you. You be careful, okay? As a teacher, it's disgusting how we have to beg and justify it. What's even worse is how much out of pocket you have to come if you want to have just basic shit for your kids. People don't know this, but like teachers will buy reams of paper because there's only so much to go around. Teachers have to buy pretty much all that decoration stuff they put in their rooms, extra pens and pencils sometimes. Sometimes the teachers are left having to pay for the fucking Scantron tests. Like, people don't know this shit. It is nickel and dime when it comes to spending $1 on something good for kids in the classroom. And the big money gets handed out on contract. You know where the big money gets spent? Those shiny fucking computers sitting in that classroom, where those kids are getting a shit education. You know where else it goes? The big fat wallet of that superintendent and that school board and all of his little fucking sub cronies that work at the district office that are driving around in Mercedes and shit. Yeah. A lot of that money goes right the fuck there. And then by the time you get to the actual point of it all, kids sitting in a classroom, they're nickel and diming teachers on reams of paper for their kids. Make it make sense. Dude, it got to the point where because I was the tech guy, I had my own supply of paper. I had multiple schools, so I had access to reams of paper. When teachers were having trouble with their printers and stuff, I made it a point to just bring a ream of paper for them. Because I don't need that much printer paper, but I had a stockpile of it. So I would like a little elf, I would bring them a ream and leave a ream of paper for them when I'd fix their fucking printers. How fucked up. Like, you talk about fucking backwards. You talk about ass backwards. Look no further than public education. By the time the money gets to the kids, it's been picked over by so many fucking vultures that there's hardly anything for them. Cutting free lunch programs. Cutting free lunch. So, like, one of the standards in America, like, that America fucking, like, established back in the 60s. The idea that they feed you at school. Cutting it. Don't got money for that. But the superintendent's got money for one of the biggest houses in town. Superintendent's got 2 or 3 nice cars and a quad and a boat. You starting to see the problem? Is the problem starting to shine yet? You ever heard of a shaving kit? Yeah, I've heard of one. Isn't that what bitch boys use? I think that's one of those things that bitch boys use. Little punk ass smooth faces be using that, don't they? I don't know. I wouldn't know. You drink a hot sauce and milk? Yeah. I'm gonna go get one right now. Hot sauce and milk, let's go. Leviosa. What's hot sauce and milk? I don't know. I think that dude thought I was gonna go get milk and pour hot sauce in it. I don't know. Maybe he thought this was like an airsoft fatty stream or something. I want to pour fucking jalapeno pepper juice in my eyes. Sorry. But no. Strike the cheese while it's warm, bro. Is there a snack you used to eat as a kid that just don't taste the same no mo? A couple, dude. I had one the other day. For the brain rot gauntlet, I had Amelia give me Twinkies, and I swear to God, I probably hadn't eaten a Twinkie in fucking 15 years. Dude, them Twinkies, it just tasted like chemicals. Them motherfuckers used to be buttery, sweet, delectable little treats. I shit you not. It tastes like you put, like, you know that sponge you use to scrape shit off your plates? It tastes like you took that and just doused it in like sugar and hydrochlorohexamine or some shit. Psh, psh. McDonald's, I have to be dead ass fucking honest with you. McDonald's is literally exactly the same quality that you used to get. It is one of the places that, for better or for worse, has always been kind of low-end shitty mid, and it just remains that. Dude, the chicken nuggets have tasted the same for fucking my entire life. Dude, a chicken nugget in 1986 is a chicken nugget today. Okay? It's just dead ass true. Were the beef tallow fries better? I gotta be fucking dead ass honest with you, bro. I think this beef tallow fry bullshit, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Don't nobody care. Those McDonald's fries are the same goddamn McDonald's fries they've always been. Chicken nuggets is the same chicken nuggets you used to get. Them hamburgers with them little sad patties and them little minced onions and that little fucking plute of ketchup and mustard on that shit is the same shit. The same bag of sweaty, floppy shit you used to get. And I'll fight you. I'll fight you on that. Do you know where I can go to get Ozempic? Well, I used your mom's extra stock, and she might still have a couple, so you should probably ask her. French fries are good when they're fried with coconut oil. Dude, I don't know when. See, this is a gimmick, dude. This is a TikTok thing, caring about what your fries are fucking boiled in, dude. Or fried in, or whatever the fuck they do with fries. Who cares? Do they taste good, motherfucker? If yes, then I'll take some. Give a fuck. Is God real? No. But neither are you. Neither is anything you've ever seen in your life. You were born in a complex simulation. Choose your own adventure. How do you think the world was created? I'm not like an astrophysicist, but from what I remember, it was created from a thick bunch of matter that coalesced around our star, that was pulled into orbit of our star, right? And tons and tons of impact and gravity, bringing these big chunks of matter together, coalesced into a big molten blob in space, right? And over the course of, thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years, that molten blob, due to those gravitational forces, solidified into an oblique spheroid and settled in an orbit that exists in what we call now the Goldilocks zone, which is just enough distance from the sun to keep the radiation from baking everything on the planet, and close enough, of course, to prevent it from being a ball of ice constantly and completely. So that is how the world happened. I wouldn't say it was created. How old do you think the world is? I don't remember what, I think isn't it like 3 billion years or some shit like that? 2 billion, something like that? I don't know. You're asking me like science dude questions, and I'm not. It's 4 billion. Oh, there you go. What? Wait a minute. Hold up. It's funny how people make things up on how the world was created like someone told them because they saw it with their own eyes. So how do you think the world was created then? You don't like people like taking other people's words for it and stuff, so what's your theory? I'm hoping you say God. I'm hoping you name a religion because you've just hoist yourself by your own petard, sir. God created the earth. Got it. Who told you that? Where'd you learn that? Who told you that? Goofies. The good old shut your brain off answer. Good, Diddy. All right. Well, all right, cool. Last part of his sentence was weird. Who was there to see anything? Ah, dude. Imagine the amount of things in his life that he believes and operates on that were established exactly how he explained. You know what I mean? God also made beef tallow fries. Sure. He also made vegetable oil fries. He made it all. Right. Paul was never born. I was never there to see it. Right. So just a rumor that I came screaming out of my mother. Anything you regret doing in life? Yeah, reading that comment. I'll never get that fucking 3 seconds back. It's my first regret, actually. I'd never really established a regret until I read your comment. When you see a building, you know there was a builder. I love that, dude. Dude, that's one of my favorite stories is I found myself in San Antonio, Texas at a Denny's at 2 a.m., okay? And as I was pulling into the parking lots for said Denny's to sit down and get a meal with my girlfriend, we saw homeless people digging through the trash. So we go inside, we get seated at a booth right next to this other couple, and we eat our food, and eventually that other couple start engaging us in conversation. It's the stereotypical, like, Christian reach out thing, right? And you know, I was polite because they weren't like rude about it or whatever, but things started to escalate. Like, I started to kind of push back a little bit on things, and ultimately I spent like a good half hour arguing with this dude, and what it all culminated in was, you know what? Why did you come to Denny's tonight? Why did I come to Denny's? Yeah, why did you come here? To eat. How did you know that there was going to be a place for you to eat? You know, I've heard of Denny's. Oh, so somebody built a Denny's and then you heard where it was. Yeah. So when you see a Denny's, you know somebody built it. I was like, yes. What about the tree out in front of the Denny's? It's like, that's a tree. That's a living thing. Okay, okay. What about the rock in front of the Denny's? That's a landscaping rock, sir. Somebody brought that over here. You know what I mean. Who made the rock? Nobody made the rock, sir. The rock is part of the planet. So you believe the universe and everything came from nothing? I didn't say that. I just don't believe in the Bronze Age fairy tale that some bearded man is floating around up there making it all happen, okay? That's it. I didn't say I believe it came from nothing. When the earth shits out a Denny's. Yeah, when a Denny's, like, creates itself over 100 years from biological process, then I'll believe, okay? Then I'll see the fingerprints of God, okay? But the story was, oh, well, it kind of did. Because eventually I called the guy on his bluff. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm an atheist. You're a Christian. Let's do something nice. Let's go find those people that were out there and buy them a meal. He was like, all right. So we went out and looked, but the people had moved on. It's kind of a shitty end of the story. It would be nicer if we had been able to catch those folks and feed them a nice meal and do something together. But at least the dude seemed willing to do that. He seemed willing to come out of pocket and buy a Denny's meal for a couple of homeless people, so they didn't have to eat out of the fucking dumpster. So that was a nice gesture on his part. I think it sets him apart. But ultimately, his big fucking trump card argument was, you see a house, you know somebody done built the house. You see a tree, who do you think done built a tree? That was it. It's like, people say, so it came from nothing. It just tells me they never cracked a science book, because that's not the leading theory. Yeah. There is no theory that it came from nothing. Like, I was never taught that theory, that Like, I never cracked a science book and read in the beginning there was nothing. You know what book I cracked where it said that? The Bible. For some reason people are scared of saying I don't know how the hell it happened. Well, that's the truth. I mean, that's the human truth of it, is that nobody knows exactly how it happened, what the process is. Is it an ongoing, recurring process? Is it a one-time event? Nobody knows. Bible doesn't say that. Funny that a religious person should scoff at something coming from nothing. Where'd your God come from again? Literally brainworm territory. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things. I don't mind that people have personal religious beliefs. I really don't. But they kind of cede the ability to talk seriously about things. Because in order to engage with their worldview in an open-minded way, you have to accept the absurd premise that there is some old bearded man up there who's watching everything you do and doesn't like it when you touch yourself, and created everything on a whim and then drowned everybody on a whim, and all this just absurdity. Talking snakes, talking donkeys, bears that eat kids for making fun of bald guys. It's just a book filled with patent absurdity. And you have to accept the truth of that absurdity to engage with these people's worldview. So I don't mind when people are like that, but I will tell you, I avoid talking to them about reality to the greatest extent possible. I keep things light, pithy, pop culture is a good one to lean on with people like that. Because if it gets philosophical, it all unravels. It all falls to pieces immediately. You know? First couple verses of the Bible says the world was void and formless, aka nothing, right? Hence, yeah. This idea that there was nothing and then God made something comes direct out of a religion. A religion that tells you to cut part of your penis off. For no fucking reason at all, by the way. You think it might be time to grow the fuck up? Nah, says about half the world. Okay. Terence McKenna said that science asks, give us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest. Sure. Yeah. You're just not going to sell me on that. Sorry. Too old. Been around the sun too many damn times to be sold on that little fairy tale. Appreciate it, but I got other shit to do. tell if someone is intelligent when meeting with them? I don't know that you. I think it requires time, right? I'm surrounded by people who won't stop talking about how everything is woke. It sucks. Yeah, well, they're bored. She hates leftist opinion and generally goes into a fit when you talk about it, but it's always pushing political topics every time we're there. Cool. Yeah, tell your grandma to fucking stop being a Trumpy and listen. How do you know it's a fairy tale? Wrong tale, Spino. Try again. Oh, I wouldn't expect you to know that, but fairy tale is not like the same word as the tail on your dog. So you're going to have to type that one again, Spino. You have to type that one again. Yeah, we're witnessing the demise, the slow desecration of everything that our forefathers built. Hallelujah. The only God is entropy. You got it, John. Simpatico. At least you admit you're happy it's falling apart. Have you watched me for a long time? If you've watched and actually listened to me, you know a couple of things. I consider myself not a political figure, not a religious figure. I consider myself to be an agitator. It's what I'm best at. I believe that the systems that exist have rotted to the point where they don't meet the needs of the average person. So I am super happy to see shake up. Super duper duper happy. Yes. 100%. This civilization reached its apex when the first fucking legit billionaire happened. And then it's just been a rat race to gobble up the rest of the world since. It's been bullshit. What do you think happens when you die? Your brain ceases to function and your body disintegrates or is burned, depending on, how you want it handled. So Rockefeller was when we peaked, yeah. And then it's just been a rat race. It's just been an exploitation race since that moment to see how much of the world's resources we can grab for ourselves and hoard to the detriment of everybody else in the country. How long can we keep them chasing the unattainable dream that one day they can be a billionaire too? On some hippy-dippy type bullshit, currency wealth accrual is a concept of slavery and owning lives condensed and made accessible to anyone. Yes. Well, not anyone. It's not accessible to most of the slaves. That's how it functions. It's accessible to a very, very few, and 99% of those people are what we call old money. That means that their granddaddy's granddaddy's granddaddy was the Earl of Leicestershire or some shit, and they've got $1 billion tucked away, and that motherfucker never has to worry. I do apologize for the interruption, but you will forgive me. I had to put the kettle on. Anyway, where were we? Hope you enjoyed the beautiful woodlands here at New Lancaster by the sea. We've had a wonderful time living here amongst these beautiful woods here. Do you think that our federal government, as it is now, will survive the second Trump term? You Americans are truly in a pickle there. You've allowed this rogue, this thief in the night, to infiltrate the top levels of your government and usurp the power of the people away from your houses of government. And dare I say, you've got quite a pickle to deal with. Quite the pickle indeed. Quite an enormous pickle, if I do say so myself. I were to proffer some advice, I would say resubmit yourself to your rightful king, rejoin the monarchy as the territorial conquest that you truly are, and let's stop dithering about then. Truly. But I don't pretend to understand the intricacies of American politics. I don't pretend to understand it at all. It's all a bit of a mishmash to me. I spent last summer in Glastonbury. Yes. I suppose you got yourself a corn dog and rode the Ferris wheel there, Glastonbury, yes. Well, there must be things for you underclassmen to do, you know. You do love your sausages on sticks and your Ferris wheels and, you know. Good God, man, you've gone mad. Back in 2021, you used to talk about the coming collapse of the ecosystem. Those streams were quite enjoyable. So could you maybe start hammering the truth and make them more doomery again? Doomery, yes. Well, one does know that the ecosystem is collapsing, right? One does know that we are living through Earth's 6th mass extinction event, so far as we can tell. Species are disappearing from the planet at an alarming rate, and humans seem to be intent on continuing that collapse. In fact, proffering more of that collapse as we intrude more on these fragile biomes, and all to the detriment of our planet, as you may well know. Those of you that live in the former colony of Louisiana, or however it's said, will know that, you know, hurricanes have become a common occurrence there, I've heard. You know, I speak to a largely American audience, but I don't know much about your geography. That being said, yes, I need to hear this every stream. Well, sir, if y'all excuse me for just 1 second. doggies. I'll tell you what, it is uncharacteristically cold for this time of year, I gotta say. Sorry, I had to go get my tea. I know, guy like me sipping tea, probably think I'm some sort of British aristocrat or something. But no, my wife put me on the tea. It's good to have a hot drink when you're sitting out on your porch. It's real good to have a hot tea. We'll let that steep. You hear them geese? And a lot of geese just passed over there. A bunch of honkers. Where's the biscuits? I ate them all for breakfast, you dumb fuck. What do you think? Where do you think the biscuits are? Come on now. Come on now, buddy. What dastardly quests have the fates bequeathed upon ye this day? You say what, sir? I'm going to ask you a question. Making miniature worlds. Which kill team should I pick? I'm paralyzed. Which kill team should I fucking pick? I'm paralyzed for choice. And it's starting to drive me nuts. Because I need to just decide where my loyalties lie if I'm going to play a 40K game, but I can't decide on all the cool options. It's too much. Whereabouts in the USA are you? Not in the USA. I'm in Scotland. I'd expect a fellow Highlander to recognize a countryman. Fucking ridiculous these days. Oh no, that's all right, friend. I've got a cuppa here. Steamed up my glasses. Me Glasgow glasses. I'm fucking vexed that you thought I was a fucking American. No freaking way you're in Scotland. It's darker. My friend, I'm in the Highlands, way up north. It gets dark later. Way in the north of the fucking country. So anyway, as I was saying, okay, I gotta stop. I can't go. I can't commit to the Indian one. It's closer to the sun on the moors. Yeah. I'm up in the Highlands where the sun sets later because we're higher than you. Makes sense, eh? Oh, oh, this tea is so nice. This tea is everything to me right now. This tea is my god. I want to become this tea. Kind of tea? Lavender chamomile tea. That's what I'm sipping on today. A little herbal tea. I'm a sucker for a chamomile tea. Lavender, yeah. I like lavender as well. In a tea. Sit and drink lavender chamomile tea. Kill the light that's inside of me. What's the trick? You need to ask somebody that can do that Scottish accent I was doing is ridiculous. So it's not good. None of my accents are really all that good except for my like Texas, Arkansas accent. And that's because like I was raised with that. It's the only accent I can do with any kind of regularity that I would hold up to anybody else's accents. This is the only accent that I can really like claim mastery over. And it's a pretty fucking common kind of twang in America, in the South, Texas, Arkansas, and Missouri. Little mix of each. A lot of Texas in there now. You just watch Trainspotting 1,000 times. I guess, yeah. At least there's some real, like, Scottish people in that, so you might... Yeah. Well, that's, like, where my immediate family... So my granddaddy and grandma on my dad's side come from Missouri through Texas to California. And then my mama's side of the family had a similar kind of move, but from Arkansas through Texas to California. So there's probably going to be a lot more Texas than anything else, I would imagine. Their kids are my parents. Well, Ewan McGregor is legit. Yeah, I don't dislike Ewan McGregor. I don't. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I feel like he doesn't do much anymore. Maybe that's just him just being like, fuck that. Maybe he doesn't have to, you know. But I kind of wonder, like, why Ewan McGregor isn't taking advantage of his older age. You know what I mean? He's getting into that silver age where he could be playing like generals and army commanders and scientists, like specialists and all kinds of stuff, you know. Got that like distinguished gentleman thing. Who the Ewan McGregor wasn't in Fargo, I don't think, was he? It's been a long time since I saw Fargo, but I don't think he was in Fargo. Oh, the show. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Oh my god, Spino. You're a Michigander? Oh my god, dude. Don't you know? All right then, come on in. You're gonna catch your death of cold in the snow. Oh, let me get you a pop. You want a pop? Oh my god. Oh no. I'm gonna tell TJ that. I'm gonna tell TJ that. Because that just like, that's perfect Spino right there. Because it just like adds a whole layer of annoying to you. Oh my god. Oh my god. TJ's gonna like that little nugget of information. I tell him you sound like a fucking okie dokie, dude. My uncle, before he died, sat on the board of elders of the Ogala tribe of Morth. Huh? You did what? You better not be ligmaing me, dude. Ogala my balls? You better not be, dude. You better not be trying to land a ligma on me, dude. You better not, dude. Morth sounds like a lottery area. Yes, those men came from Morth. They bear the characteristic tattoos of that tribe. More dark forces still are gathering in Mordor. My family history is kind of wild. So, my great-great-great-grandfather was brought here on a spaceship that the progenitors, that's what the alien race that created us, are called, and was sent to infiltrate medieval society and sow the seeds of more egalitarian civilization. And at some point, all of my ancestors were picked back up onto the spaceship, and we went to the progenitor's planet. And every last male in my family was given what they call a schlong upgrade. We were, it's prehensile, and it's like a cucumber from hell, right? Then they were all brought back, right? And yeah, my family has been here, I think, for 100 years or more, uncontacted by the progenitors. But you know, their legacy. I mean, still, their legacy is still very, very, very apparent. Can we see? Not on YouTube. Gotta join my OnlyFans to see me charm the snake. Dude, honestly, I'm gonna be fucking straight up real. If I whipped it out, half of this chat would drop dead from utter fucking despair. And I'm not even kidding you. What if it's a garden snake? Then it's a garden on a planet of giants. Let's just put it that way. And that snake lives in a garden on a planet of fucking gigantes. Pinche gigantes. So anyway, I'll finish up my family history. Blah 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 blah. I'm here on a mission. One day, the race that created me and my family will come to reap the planet of its riches, etc. Is it an eldritch horror? It is kind of tentacle-like. It is prehensile, so depends. I like my background. It looks peaceful and serene. It's a green screen. I live in the fucking Bronx. Fucking sucks. Sweating my fucking balls off over here in the fucking apartment all fucking day. I'm just sick of people fucking judging me, you know what I mean? I want them to think that I live in the fucking woods sometimes. So I put the fucking green screen up. I play the fucking nature sound. I'm so fucking sick of pretending every fucking day of my fucking life. Drives me fucking insane, man. I'm fucking tired of fucking pretending to be something that I'm not. You know, but it's fucking hard down here in the fucking boroughs. You know what I mean? It's fucking hard scrabble. You gotta take what you can fucking get over here. And if you don't, if you leave it lying on the fucking ground, then God fucking help you, because nobody else is gonna, you know? And it's like, what am I supposed to do? Down here in the fucking boroughs, dude. What the fuck am I supposed to do, you know? You know, you gotta stand out to do this fucking thing. There would be nobody fucking watching me if I didn't put the fucking green screen up. You know, I gotta look fucking different. And then believe you me, living in the fucking Bronx, I pay a hefty fucking toll looking like this. Just the other day, Freddie Farcheesi walks up behind me. He goes, oh, Diane. And I turn around to see who the fuck is yelling Diane. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were my fucking mother-in-law. That motherfucker. That piece of shit. So I pay a fucking toll. But you know what? I'm not gonna fucking rot here in the fucking Bronx the rest of my life. Okay, I'm gonna do something with my life. But anyway, you know, this, that, and the other thing. The name Porky is known throughout the cosmos. Do you feel like New York is getting better or worse, or maybe neither? I don't. Why are you asking me, dude? I only went to New York one time in my life. It was in 1994, and I was there, and yeah, it was crazy. I actually took a tour of the Twin Towers, and I was a kid, and so obviously I like wandered off of the path and stuff. And there were these dudes. Like I went in these like little back access tunnels and stuff in there, and there were these dudes like they were planting what looked like explosives, but they explained to me that they were anti-bug charges that were going to go off, on a Saturday when everything was closed. But I swear, man, I found these dudes putting these big charges in on every floor. It was kind of crazy. Just something I remember. But yeah, it was nuts being there. You know what I mean? In the Big Apple. Bro, yapping. What do you want a streamer to do though? Just be like, what will he do next? Breakdance and chill. Dude, do you do the you do it? Tutting? That's what it's called. I like that one, dude. Can you do the jellyfish? That sponge, that sping bob dance? Can you jellyfish it where they're like I don't think I can get my hips going the opposite way good enough to do it. But that one where they're like Could you spin on your head? Could you spin on your head? And then come to a stop with your legs in a cool position, like, and pause. And then kick your legs and start moving on your hands, hopping around. Oil up. All right. Tell your mom to flip that skirt up. There you go. She's ready to go. A little extra dollar for that ass. Don't mess with me, Leo. I'm one of the realest motherfuckers you'll ever meet in your whole life. You know what? I'm going to say something because I don't give a shit. I've been to Diddy parties. I've been to a gang of them. A gang. Ask your questions. AMA. I've been to at least, you have to forgive me, 24 Diddy parties. Did you get the lube or oil on you? Everybody does. At one point in the Diddy parties, Diddy goes, yo, 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 yo. Kick off that booty oil shower. And like all the sprinkler system that you thought was for fires starts spraying booty oil. So it's a slippery event. It's a slippery affair, I gotta tell you right now. Did I get the VIP treatment? I gave the VIP treatment. You know what I'm talking about? How you think I know how to do that sound so good? How you think I know how to do that sound so good? Because I've done it 10 fucking... I know how to do a dollop of booty oil. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Don't check me. Don't check my knowledge. And don't check my positioning. Don't check my knowledge. They don't know the deep lore. They don't want to ask the right questions. They disbelieve. You can have jelly or syrup. Yeah. Let's not, dude. D, be quiet. How much booty oil is too much? This one time, I got the golden ticket to a Diddy party in the Bahamas. Dude had rented this villa, had an Olympic swimming pool in it. Well, you know me, I like to swim, so as soon as I fucking got there, put my bags down in my little fucking part of the villa, I went and jumped in that shit. And I was immediately smacked in the face because it was not viscous, like it was all booty oil. We're talking an Olympic swimming pool here. 100% booty oil. I was fucking drenched. Diddy was there smoking a big cigar and he was like, Yeah, I like your initiative. And I was like, hey, it ain't like that. He was like, of course it ain't like that. Of course. And you know, what I mean? Trust me, I know what's what. You ain't got to put me up on game, okay? I know what's what, and I know who's who in the building. You understand? The oil is how you and your friend got to the bottom of the hill that night. Cool. We were 9. You sick fuck. How much lice you got? Hold on, I got to do some math. How many days ago did I munch Riley Hoy's mom's pussy? 'Cause I'm just thinking of the life cycle of them fucking coochie lice. Probably hundreds, but excuse me. Sorry, I lost it in the middle. I lost it in the middle of that too. I wasn't ready for coochie lice, but you know what I mean? It's cool. Sorry. My bad. What were we talking about? Hellcat, because I'm a hell raiser. No. What state am I in? I was just in the state of giggles. That's one of my favorite states. Sometimes you just gotta let them come and go, man. I just gotta giggle it out sometimes. It's coming back again, just thinking about giggling. I'm in a good mood today, though. Amelia told me that when I woke up today. She was like, "You seem like you're in a really good mood today." And I was like, "I guess I am. I guess I am feeling kind of okay today. That's good, right? That's a good thing. Can't be a bad thing." You ever giggle randomly at inappropriate times, like I'm the Joker or something? No, dude. Dude, please tell me that's not a thing you do. You're like at a funeral and you're like, YouTube just cleaning that dude up and Ghoul just providing the fucking shot to the back of the head. Let's Here, I'm gonna take a peek at what he was trying to say. Oh, literally just spamming an emoji over and over again. Old Yeller style. John Lennon's still alive. Imagine there's no donuts. I wonder if you can. Imagine there's no McDonald's for any woman or man. Imagine you're so hungry that you could eat a horse. Woo, woo, woo. Whatever, bro. I've had enough. See you next time.